this morning, this afternoon, this evening. So, for the most part, the Tennessee Titans have clinched the top pick in the draft. The Giants, they beat somebody. I can't remember who it was. Drew Lock had the game of his life last week. And now you kind of look at the Giants, you look at this Malik Neighbors, even though it's still premature, and Marvin Harrison Jr. debate, it don't seem to be no debate. And maybe the Chargers should have took a look at Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors by far is the better receiver. It ain't even fucking close. But nonetheless, it is what it is, right? So Titans got the top pick. I don't know where everybody else falls in the fold. I think Cleveland will fall somewhere in the top 3 as well too. Giants might be somewhere in the top 5. New England, I'm not sure if they end up beating Buffalo or not. They'll be somewhere in there. So I think New England won. So that knocked them out the top pick. But they might be somewhere in the top 5. So it sounds like the Giants going to have to be willing to make a deal to get the quarterback they want. So I think Quinn Ayers, I guess Bo Nix won in the first round last year. Maybe Quinn Ayers might be that guy. He had a lot of hype coming into Ohio State, then he transferred to Texas. So maybe Quinn Ayers might be that guy. But then the question boils down for Tennessee. Check out the NFL playlist. Hit the link tree, join the Patreon. Won't be disappointed. Follow me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Kick, Twitch, the whole 9, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not trying to have road rages video, bro. I swear people cannot drive, bro. I really hate the drivers in the suburbs. But nonetheless. Nonetheless, man. They got a decision to make. Is it Cam Ward? Is it Shedeur Sanders? So the process is going to be interesting. It's a good football team. They just missing a quarterback. Will Levis, we see why he fell in the draft. Will Levis has got a rocket of an arm. But he lost a lot of those games this season. That Chicago game, he lost him that Chicago game. He just ain't got it. So, I think out of the teams that's in a race for the number 1 team, I think the Titans are the most ones set up for most success. And they don't have to give any capital to get the first round pick. So for them, they could trade it. If somebody really, really want one of the quarterbacks and they really want the other, so maybe you drop down to 2 and get a little bit of asset and let them get the one you really want. And then, end up with the one you really want, But I think it's the best place for somebody. Look at Cleveland. It's just been a quarterback graveyard. Quarterbacks have survived. Some quarterbacks survived Cleveland, been better some quarterbacks afterwards. You look at the Giants. They got weaponry, but they just ain't been able to block. And then the whole New York media, I think it's good for Shedeur, because he can bask in the glory. And they love marketing, and he will be a marketing genius. But then his daddy said he didn't want him to go nowhere cold. New England got a quarterback. I like Drake May. I actually like Drake May. I actually like him. So I've seen him play a few times. He's pretty good. The Raiders, Antonio Pierce is cool. He may not be there, and I think he got dealt the bad hand there. That's what people think Shedeur want to end up is in Las Vegas. It's warm. You got the dome. You got everything that's pretty much going for you there. But I think Tennessee is a good place too. They play outdoors, but Nashville don't get too cold on a consistent basis. I think you got Calvin Ridley. You got that Neil Westbrook guy who's catching hella touchdowns this year. I think they're in a good position. I think that's a good team. They got a good defense. The brother Jerry Sneed over there from Tennessee. They got good defenders. I think they probably would need to get a more proven running back. I like Tony Pollard as a complimentary scat back, but they probably need to get that one running back. That one, workhorse running back. That you can get a ball to. But outside of that, that Okongwu tight end, he coming on. You know, maybe you feel like you need to get one more, you know, number 1 and number 2-ish receiver to go. Really, that's about it. That team is set up for success now. You know, in my humble opinion, that team is set up for success right now. So I think Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders would be happy they should be happy to go there. Yeah, it ain't New York, it ain't Vegas. Yeah, it ain't that. We can't agree with that. It ain't that. But man, it's I think that's an ideal place. That's better than the rest of the places. Cleveland, I mean, you know, if you don't mind going to Cleveland, I mean, it's not a bad place. I'm not saying it like that. Just historically, with, you know, it's cold. They got talent. It's just been the quarterbacks inside the Bermuda-Cleveland triangle just ain't been able to function inside of that triangle. That's been the only malfunction there. They ain't been able to function inside of that triangle. That Bermuda-Cleveland triangle. Whenever you go into that, you know, Cleveland, quarterbacks forget how to play and all of that. You know, you look at Vegas, you know, it's a good situation. But I think Tennessee is the best situation. I feel like they're a quarterback and a running back away. That's what I feel like. They're a quarterback and they're a running back away. Keep Pollard, give him somebody to run with. And I think, hey man, it's on. It's on. It's on. It's on. So yeah, I think, you know, really Shedeur and Cam should be fighting and dying to go to Cleveland. I mean, to go to Tennessee. Now they probably gonna be trying to get to New York because of the marketing and I like Brian Daboll. And people keep saying, well, Deion gonna come, and Deion gonna come. My thing is this: Deion need to let that boy be a man. I did the video and they got mad at me when I told them that Deion need to let that boy go be a man and go on his own. Can't hold his hand forever. It's time for him to spread his wings and go. And originally he was going to FIU with Willie Taggart to spread his wings. But yeah, man, let that young man go out there and be a full-fledged man in the NFL. He seemed like he got the attitude to be a really good quarterback. Poised, calm, chill. Deion did a great job raising him. Let's go out there. He can get his life SAT, ACT test and pass it. He will. Everybody ain't guaranteed to be a superstar, but I like Cam Ward. Cam Ward and Shedeur issue is not the issues that black quarterbacks had before, where they look downfield and it's either their first option not there, so they run. No, these dudes, they like to look downfield too long. They like to look downfield too long. So when they learn to check the ball down, which they both start doing through the season, they should be dying to get to Tennessee, in my opinion. They should be dying to get to the Titans. But hey, hit the NFL playlist, hit the link tree, find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon Music. I said everything there. If you want to donate, you want to join the Patreon, peace.